everyone, we got a brand new blog. It's Friday, and before you freak out on this Freaky Friday, I know, I'm sorry, no pun intended. I watched Strike Time, so I think my puns are free-flowing. I rubbed off on me. The Searing Stinger, so we've got a brand new character, so this is going to be a new team coming out. So obviously, some of the leaks, some of the insights that have been coming to the game are proved correct again. And let's take a look at the kit over here. So Yellowjacket's coming to the game, and he's going to have a very, very powerful basic. Attack primary target for 250 damage. Bonus attack for 230% damage. This is typically tier 4 values. The special, Spiteful Sting. Energy cost 5 out of 5. Steal 30% health from primary target, redistribute to self. Receive an additional 4,000 health. This bypasses heal block. This should seem a little familiar. Should seem like a little bit like some other kit that might have been featured on there. Gain evade plus regeneration. In Dark Dimension, prolong all positive effects on this character by duration of 1 up to a maximum of 4. Ultimate Hostile Takeover. Energy cost 5 out of 5. Gain +1 offense up to a maximum of 3. Attack primary target for 400% damage, plus all adjacent targets for 350. On kill. We saw this in the video. Apply 2 random positive effects to self and all Pimtech allies, then repeat this attack targeting the most injured enemy. So this is a very interesting feature. A lot of damage going around that'll repeat as you have an enemy that is low health. So if you kill it, so it's kill. So if they're adjacent targets, which could be 3 to 6 depending on, or 3 to 5, yeah, whatever. Do the math. More than 1, depending on how stacked the node is. You've got that ready to go here. I haven't had coffee yet. The passive. While this character has offense up, gain 20% speed and 25% drain. This character has a lot of sustain built in. In Dark Dimension, gain plus 20% damage for self and Pimtech allies, which, again, the assumption we're making here is this is going to be leading us directly into an Ant-Man and Wasp rework. It would be a shame if they weren't on there. And more importantly, it's justifying Ultron here. So really quickly, we went through the Strike Time preview, locked and loaded. We talked about it here. So we watched the whole episode. So we're going to talk about some of the specifics that were in the episode. They talked about the Battle Pass. So first things first, the Battle Pass is coming to the game. And what that means is it looks to be tied to PvP. There weren't a lot of details, but what they said was that the Battle Pass was going to have different challenges and was going to have a long-term challenge and a short-term challenge. So no pricing, no information on rewards, but specifically around having different challenges so that it wasn't a cookie-cutter team. And it looked like they were going to do quick play to eliminate the drafting of it, which may be a little bit better. So they use the analogy of a Sinister Six team versus, let's say, like a X-Force or something along those lines, where one team would have that and be queuing up against other teams. So it wouldn't be just a cookie cutter, everybody's queuing in with Black Order, which was a big frustration when that happened last time. Then they came into talking about the ideas about DD3. And DD3 probably had some interesting reaction from myself and probably a lot in the community. And I think we want to address that because if we remember, DD3's global nodes were challenging. And the main reason why was because they had to build it around Phoenix. So Phoenix doing those 20% chunks of health, chunk, just going through and just doing that every single time she died and did her special was a unique problem for the team. So their solution, I mean, it obviously wasn't, the Yellowjacket up there, was to make it that a legendary trait will have its own set of requirements in the nodes. So there are going to be some nodes that you will be able to do in global. So a lot like DD3, where you have global, city, cosmic, and undefined, you'll have legendary requirements removed. So basically, you won't be able to bring your legendary characters. No Phoenix, no Black Bolt, no Ebony Maw. So that'll present a new set of challenges, and it sounds like they're getting their own specific nodes. What that looks like, whether they're included on nodes or whether they get their own legendary acquired. So having a full team of legendary characters could be a different set of challenges here. But that is something we will find out. So DD4 is going to be G15 and those requirements. So it's good to finally have some confirmation on that. We'll probably start talking about what characters to build up, what we think is going to happen as we get closer and closer to the final release, which looks to potentially be coming soon, like next patch. They also talked about the raid slider difficulties, and Greek raid sliders are changing. And the way that they're changing it is that they're simply adding the desire to make use of more of your roster. So healing, and not in battle healing, but the healing health packs outside of the raid. The challenge modes will not allow you to resurrect a dead character. What that means is that you're going to have to leverage more of your roster or more of your ISOs to make sure that characters aren't dying as you progress through these challenge tiers. In my estimation, all of this is brought into the fold because I think they're going to probably have some level of DD4 gear locked behind these tiers. We'll see. We'll stay tuned for that. They didn't really go into much detail on that. And finally, they hinted that obviously there was some more PIM characters coming out. And I think it's going to be a very interesting. So obviously, they're going to have to account for the global nodes losing a major drain character. I know a lot of folks here were apprehensive about a battle pass and it being tied to PvP. I want to get your feedback on it. I want some comments on it. I'm not panicking. I'm actually kind of excited about having some more global teams, and more importantly, I think that taking characters like Ant-Man and Wasp and making them relevant again is going to be very important. My concern, though, is if they use the blueprint for Greeks, as it is right now, and you have to use Kree, Hand, or Ravagers, that unless a significant this is my plea, unless a significant rework is made to these characters, then the current raid iterations will need to have different tags than what they already do. Might be time to revisit those because my X-Force is certainly looking to take on some nodes. It'd be nice if I could use them in other areas besides Blitz and War. That being said, there's definitely like a lot of questions that are coming out of this. It is definitely, I definitely like the fact that they changed ISO, so I will give them some credit for that. So I hope the rewards are worthwhile, but not force us into PvP. We'll have to see. Again, it's a develop mode. We don't know if Battle Pass is going to cost money. That isn't something they clarified at all. DD4, I think we'll probably have to take a look at it. I was a little frustrated thinking about how much effort I brought in building a team around Phoenix, but looking at what they're doing with this PIM team, it harkens back to what they did with Symbiote Spider-Man. So it looks like they might be resurrecting Ultron and making him a G15-able character because of his potential synergy with Yellowjacket. Yellowjacket does have the potential to add. We'll have to see. With all these drain on there, it's reminiscent of what they did with City. And by all intents and purposes, City was the most fun part of DD3. And then with the raids, it's a challenge because what it does for me is I look at the community and I see the power creep. And I see the fact that if you're a year into this, you don't have the roster that I have. If you're 6 months into it, you don't have the roster that a year player is. But you could build a couple of teams that would help you get through. Now, if you don't have a team at the power level, it looks like these Greek sliders are going to be restricted for only the most powerful, most developed players in the game. And I get it. It gives us justification to build our rosters and make them more relevant. But a lot of that has to go back to you guys. You can't have all these bottlenecks, Scopely, and expect us to easily respond to these. So make gold more available, make training mats more available, make T4s more available if it's something that we're going to have to start seeing. And hopefully level 80, you can address some of my concerns. I don't want to just have to throw my wallet at the problem. I'm cautiously excited about the Greek slider, thinking that we will it'll be great to come up with teams that are going to be able to help progress through this. You know, are we unleashing the full potential of the ISO healer class, making them completely raid viable, and some teams that potentially wouldn't be usable in other scenarios? Stay tuned. This blog was a big one, and it is a look at the head for the rest of 2020. And I am torn. I'm just drastically torn by this. But we'll definitely stay tuned as we get more information next couple of days. All right, guys, signing off here. Remember, I do things so you don't have to. I'll throw my wallet at this problem, I promise. We'll figure out how to get through it together. Hopefully, like I said, the Battle Pass information will come out in the next couple of weeks, days, even as more of this information gets passed along to the community. So I will see you soon.